yeah. Yeah. The enemy's public with Bro.Nasir, the soldier, the general who has no fear. Welcome to the channel that channels the energy. We don't just discuss the problems, we give you the remedies. Peace, love, and unity, it gotta be the rank and file, one unit camaraderie. Study together, train together, put our brains together. Organize, strategize, deputize, because the system is weaponized. Taking matters in my own hand. The bills with substance, you listening to a grown man. TEP will never sell out. If this stream ain't for you, log off and get the hell out. Like, share, and subscribe, cause we one tribe.
The evil person, an evil man or woman whose nature is to be evil, somehow cannot become a righteous person.
This is a fact, right and exact. I won't step back. Admiration is the feeling that inspires your brain to make you gain self-knowledge, not go insane. I'm Satan's antagonist, acknowledge what I speak. I cannot be duplicated cause I'm born unique. Brother Kareem told me if I want it, I gotta take it. Kareem told me if we need it, we gotta make it. Nasir just said stand up and be a man. You're planning to fail if you fail to plan. Keep your circle tight, know your plight. Fight with all your might, study hard, stay in shape, and everything will be alright.
This beat is slapping before I make it happen. I just wanna ask, may I rise higher with fire, made brighter than May, sharp lines, may climb and rhyme, and may timing like sirens, may my thoughts may spray as I sway, may play with the day, may each bar may spark from the dark, may making the arc, may I shift, may gifted with riffs, may lifted no myth, may move clean, smooth in between, may carving out the scene, may words guide my glide as a tide, may ride on the inside, may minds free, may deep in the key, may shape in the sea, may I shine, may prime in my rhyme, may throw in the sign, may break norms, may storms in the red form, may lightning is born.
Let's go.
I don't know how I got here. I just know I'm never going back. Just when I thought things were already crazy, it gets worse.
I'm back.
Quan?
Sapphire struggles to deal with her husband's alleged betrayal and coming to terms with Quan being alive after thinking he was deceased. Devontae tries to keep a level head while dealing with family issues and unexpected disloyalty. Memories of Dre enters Devontae's life in a way that he would have never imagined.
Fire Part 2. The finale.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. I got the comrade Talk You Talk Media, Greedy Vegan with me. We're going to get into a conversation, how we do it, you know, the chop up. Peace to the brother, Big Dog Philly OG, Aboriginal Power. Thank you for coming through, brothers. Who else is here? Yeah, Aboriginal Power, Browns Flat Power Guy. Thanks for the brothers for coming through, hang out with us as we chop it up on indoctrination. Before we get started, want to talk, introduce to God, Brother Greedy Vegan. How you doing this afternoon, brother?
I'm doing grand, brother. Mike, can you hear me, bro? The audio good?
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear.
I'm doing grand, bro. Always elated to be here with you, brother. Do this here again. Really do these more often. We had something good going on before. Life is life, and life always get to life, and good things tend to not last for too long. But we're gonna make it, put it in our best power and our best interest to, continue this thing, to keep this thing going, bro. Real talk.
Indeed. Salute to the commander of the Tether Task Force, Aboriginal Power, delineation in effect, delineation in effect. Salute to the commander and chief of the Tether Task Force. Big up, Browns Flat Power God. Salute to the brother. Salute to you for coming through. Salute to everyone who's in attendance, who's watching, who didn't make a comment.
Yes, indeed, man. Again, big shout out to the Cuzzo, man, the general, man, to the Tether Task Force, man, the commander, big Aboriginal Power, man. Salute to the comrade, the A1 from day one.
Yes, sir.
Salute to the Bronze, Cuzzo Bronze. You say Big Dog OG, man, the general, the network general in the building. And salute to everybody that's tapped in, and salute to everybody that's going to tap in, including those that's going to be in the replay game, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. D Goddess of Love, the little sister, learning, building. Salute. Thanks for coming in.
Network in the building.
The network coming through. And we're going to get into that conversation. I was going to play some music, to allow people to come in. Do you think I should still play the music, or should we just get into the subject matter? What you think, brother?
You can play a jam or two. If you got something you want the people to hear, you got something fresh, you can get a jam or two.
Yes,
we still early in the stream.
Indeed. Let's go. We're gonna play a jam or two.
Everybody share the stream out too, man. Everybody hit the like button for us, man. Share the stream. We double streaming on both channels, the Enemy's Public channel and Talk Your Talk Media. So yeah, do us a favor and support both channels if you can, and
Indeed.
share the stream. Man. Share the stream.
Let us support both channels.
I don't run away. I don't run away. Don't ask me to stay. Let's do what love would do. Yeah. I don't run away. Just don't ask me to stay. That's not what love would do. I'm ready for you. I don't run away. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. I'm waiting for you. I don't run away. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. Change. SCLMG, baby. Y'all came to talk my shit. You might not like what I gotta say, but fuck it. Either we fucking or we ain't, time to keep it frank, the way a nigga feeling, I can't cut her with no saint, got me in my feelings cause she fucking up a rank, and I was riding every time when there was nothing in my tank. I even risked my freedom, it was bundles in the safe, when every trip for a couple hundred was coming with a tray. Can't say I wasn't on my job with something in your way, but anytime I cried the river, all my puddles with the waste. Get the fuck up out my face, Google the word embrace. Don't think nigga coming back until you tangle with your fate. With your procrastinating ass, by then it'll be too late. You know my body, girl, I probably be done finished what I ate. And I never needed shit when I was sitting to my date. You the type of person that could turn a minute to a break. And I told her with the next, just go and give it to him straight. But she told him he was it and sent that nigga on the chase. It couldn't be me. I be alive, I say that I never dived in. Had a couple moments to try and see what them vibes went. Gotta respect when she said she couldn't be an option. Cause I was feeling good at the time, but I wasn't locked in. Plus I'm popping, and all this work I've been concocting. Got my hustle brolic. Sometimes I sit in the whip and I just fucking silent. Replaying combos with my sister about my mother's logic. But that's another topic, fuck that fly shit. I'll be the pilot if I'm alone in the cockpit. Cause I don't trust the fact that these bitches gon' trust the process. And I don't trust the act, plus the nigga hates surprises. And I'm always 10 toes, I know some people despise us. I heard it from a wise man, he said they gon' try to hide it. The truth is always under the same surface the lies is. I'm chopping off deposits, ain't no time for being modest. She told me my time is now, I said I'd rather be timeless, bitch. I don't wanna wait. I can't wait around. Just don't ask me to stay. Don't ask me so. That's not what love would do. I'm ready for you. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. I'm waiting for you. I told you I'm gonna be good regardless, baby. I don't wanna wait. Just don't ask me to stay. That's not what love would do. I'm ready for you. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. Even if you ask me to leave, even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. Even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. I hope that's okay. Cause even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's the nephew. That's my nephew, Tahouse the Genius. Now we're gonna get Mayhem and our Say's antagonist. We're gonna move on from there. And we're gonna do Buttons on a Man. Then we're gonna do Life for Me. Then we're gonna get into the subject matter.
This circle is small but solid. Every person in it has earned their place.
Not for kids. Listen, I was raised as a boy by a grown man. Learned early, you don't joke on a closed hand. Unc said, son, every smile ain't a friend. Some laughs led the lines, you can't bend back again. Cold talk, don't play or be played with. If you ain't ready for the smoke, don't say it where I'm from. You press the wrong nerve, that's war. Stand on words, don't speak, that's law. You online, typing tough in the chat box. In real life, you a foe from a small shock. You call it trolling, like that make it all right. Till a man feel tried and he come for your whole life. We don't push buttons, all men we respect. We talk straight, or we step, that's correct. If you ain't ready for the weight when it land, keep my name off your lips, be a boy, I'm a man. I'm just trolling, that's a weak man's prayer. Say it to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on the code, don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking, cross that line. Buttons on the man, you wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap there. My man got a code, can we keep that? Look, a woman push buttons, she testing my call. My endurance, my patience, what I'm built for. She might poke, she might press, cause she feel me. Still my queen, I protect her if it kill me. Her words cut, I breathe, keep composure. She deserves grace, even when it's all over. She got crown energy, even in a rage. She can hit my prime, still she never leave the stage. But you a grown boy, chatting like a child. Smirking on the screen, trying to get a man riled. Then you hide behind memes and a fake laugh. I was just playing, bro. That ain't mancraft. You ain't built for the echo of what you say. You ain't ready for the price that a man pays. So when you speak, better mean every line. If you can't stand in that fire, stay offline. I was just trolling. That's a weak man's prayer. Say it to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on a code. Don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking. You crossed that line. Buttons on the man, you wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap dad. A man got a code, and we keep that. I don't push buttons. I give warnings. I don't start storms. I bring warnings. I was taught, be straight, never sneak war. If I'm at your door, you knew what it's for, so keep I was trolling. Out your grown mouth, or deal with the truth that you spoke about. I was just trolling. That's a weak man's prayer. Said to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on the code. Don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking. You crossed that line. Buttons on the man. You wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap dare. A man got a code, and we keep that.
A man with no friends or a small circle, that's a man you don't mess with. He's learned the hard way that loyalty is rare.
Now we're going to go to Life for Me. Now, it's an unreleased track, Greedy, featuring Mac, Tony, and Young Mally. Shit's dope.
Lyrical mystery, lemon haze, come get a whiff of me. Not only am I sharp on a path to touch history, consistency is how you tap in to longevity, celebrity, on your way to them hills of Beverly. Better tree, you're rolling up the pier, it's cold enough to move a whole lot of stress. Cause the dough is up, all you know is up. Just gotta maintain the older G showed us back then. It's still the same game, really ain't a thing changed except the atmosphere. New breed of music, definitely a different rapper's ear. Real rappers here, I'm from the valley with it. Soon I hear the beat, it's vulnerable to be heavy shitted on. You know me, old school OG, horse in the chest, retro Nikes back from 03. I'm from the era of love, gold, and envelope. Doubles on the crack, bitches tricking for tins of smoke. And you wonder why I'm high all the time. It's because that I was dealt, you either die or you grind. We got the time to be assed out, hurt and trashed out. I'd rather have a home for the family in a stash house. Smoke and mash out, jump on 295, daughters in the back, showing them how the daddy ride. It's understood that this life is for me, so I'm twisting enough of wood to get high as can be.
And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but this is life for me. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but ain't no smoking for free. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but this is life for me. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but ain't no smoking for free.
I'm a DC nigga, but my DC from New York. Catch me blazing up with a breezy on the court. Everybody looking, you should see her in the shorts. Ass jiggle, smoke, sizzle, spit, sharp as a fork. Life bring problems, but I'm smoking to solve them. My phone full of bitches that's hoping I call them. But I'm on moves on the mission for big bang. Big bang, get twisted while I'm sipping on mixed drinks. Cooler. Ride with a Spanish little mommy. Long ass head body had us a Fuego toxic. She ride too. She a mask up and do you. You nothing up my suitor. She come home with producers. We straight chill. Smoking up with my Kill Bill. No matter what go wrong, I remain real. I choose the life for the cool. That involves a man that can make the right move.
And I wish I could take back the time and rewind to the days I had that killer OG. And those are the days I rock shades when I blaze and push the Pontiac with dirty ass seats. My money got no control. I can smoke. I got some bread because the price is so cheap. To go to the yo with my bros and some hoes and drop some classics on some nasty ass beats. The times used to fly when we had to get by. We would roll, we would smoke, pass the blunt like a spode. I was told by the best. Got a twist, pussy nest. A lot of people say chocolate bellows is the test. Well, I guess these fingers of mine, they have been blessed. Split it, dump it, fill it, then lick it, grab your lighter, those are steps. Take currency and I'm currently on the jet. In Maplewood trees while I'm cooling Nickelback. If you mess up the rotation, I'm the first to intercept. Just do it like a Nike, my connect, you gotta check. You think you got a better brand, then come put it to test. Then come put it to test. They come put it, and I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but just the life for me. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but it's working for free. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but just the life for me. And I apologize if I'm high all the time. I ain't lying, but it's working for free.
That shit is sick. That shit right there, brother, is crazy.
It's something of its own, brother.
Man. The way y'all was riding that beat, man, it's like, damn.
And shout out to me and the brothers that was on there, man. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
man. You liking that joint, bro. That's classic right there, bro. Class hip hop.
That joint nice, bro. I like that. But what we gonna get into now is we gonna, proclaim it. No more indoctrination, brother. Let us get into what is indoctrination first. We're gonna put it on the screen. What's indoctrination?
Right. Because a lot of people, we hear that term a lot. Someone is indoctrinated, or the people is under mass indoctrination. You just hear that term a lot, especially amongst the conscious, or amongst what they call the woke. But we're gonna tap into it today. What exactly is indoctrination?
Say the process of teaching person or group to accept a set of belief uncritically. And that is that's crazy. Let me go back to so I can read it, because I'm reading from the screen. I'm surprised I can see the shit. But again, the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. And then at the bottom it says prisoners are subjected to brainwashing, indoctrination, and punishment.
Right.
And then it says teaching, instruction, methods that were approved for indoctrination in divinity. That's what it says. Methods that were approved for indoctrination in divinity. And that goes back to what I said on the Brother Big Dog Philly OG's platform about history. And it goes back to what he's been saying about religion.
Right.
Being being history is a group of people believe in what it's going to be, agreed upon lie, basically. That's what history is. They agree and they put it in a curriculum, and then they give it to the people to teach. In particular, the teachers, because when we send our children to school, they are under a curriculum. Certain things the teachers can't teach. You know?
Right.
And if they go outside the curriculum, they are subjected to some reprimand or probably let go, depending on, the severity of how much they teach that's not according in agreement with the curriculum / indoctrination.
Right.
And go ahead.
Hold on, brother, before you go any further.
Yes, sir.
It's like you said, from the very top of the definition, it's all dedicated or founded on a set of beliefs.
Yes, it is.
So in order for someone to be indoctrinated, it has to involve someone being taught, or not even someone individually, or like it says in the definition, a said group, which means, can be a tribe, or, a people, a nation, we could, include all of that into being taught a set of beliefs uncritically.
Great. And if you break the word down, you got N. Then you got doctrine, or you got doc. It could be documents, or if you use the whole entire word doctrine, you're in that doctrine. And if you bring it if you spread it out, like today, you brought it up, your last statement, the nation part. Indoctrination. The whole entire nation is in a doctrine.
Right.
Based on beliefs, not something that they know emphatically, something based on beliefs.
Right.
And, not something that, okay, we know that we have the truth about this. It's just basically, again, somebody came to us and told us that this is the truth, and we just merely believed it without any, and they want us to do it uncritically, brother.
Right.
That means that you salute my brother OTK. How are you doing this evening, brother? Do a mic check, mic check, mic check.
Yo, mic check. I'm good. Mic check 1, 2. How y'all brothers, man? Peace and salute, man. To you and definitely to my brother Greedy, man. Hope all is well with y'all and the family. You already know.
My brother, this is a rebroadcast. I put the link out because you asked for it. We have a lot of conversations offline, but this is a rebroadcast. This is not live.
Oh, okay. So what you doing? You doing like a live commentary on the rebroadcast? That'd be dope.
That's what I'm doing. Because sometimes you gotta react. Sometimes you gotta react to the stream, because the first time our people may not get it the first time you give this type of information. And we just gotta, drill it into their head so until they get it, because after this stream, people are still indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? So I have to keep streaming this. This build right here is one of, I mean, I've done several with my brother Greedy Vegan, but this is like one of my favorites because I don't think when it comes to what is indoctrination, I don't think nobody could break it down better than we did this, brother. If you don't get it, if you don't get this, you wasn't listening. Put it that way. If you don't get this, you was not listening.
Right. And I respect that because you're coming, and you know what I mean? You're coming from your point of view, which we know your religious background. Greedy Vegan coming from his point of view, which we know his religious background. And for y'all to have this conversation like this is serious. That's why I was like, yo, I love these type of conversations because they intellectual.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And all you got to do is respect what the next person is saying because look, I done been part of this and I'm telling you, look, I look at it like this. It's, it's not belief no more. It's reading it for what it is, and I can correlate it with some parts of life, and now it becomes knowing. So that's just all to it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We got to get past the beliefs, brother, and know things emphatically because belief comes from not knowing. Most people who believe cannot give you any evidence of why they believe what they believe. And if you ask them to prove what they believe, they always go back. I mean, not believe, to prove, like, say, the existence of their God or their religion. They always go back to believe. They always go back to some type of indoctrination. But just stick with this, brother. Let's listen to this, and you're going to see what we're talking about. This is like one of my favorite builds right here that I was ever involved in. They don't want you. They just want you to sit and believe. They don't want you to be critical of it, and they damn sure don't want you to criticize it. All those words are synonymous.
Hey, that's so.
All of them. Critique, critical, criticize. All those words are synonymous. They don't want you doing anything when it comes to being in their doctrine. Just be in it. When the reverend get up there and he's telling you about what they call the word, they don't want you asking questions.
Right.
Which gets you the answers. You know what I'm saying? Questions get you the answers. They don't want you asking questions. They just want you to accept what he's saying. When it's really based, when they do get into the word, it's not even in depth in the first place. They'll go to the word for a few minutes, and then they'll go to entertainment at the Sunday morning disco. You know, called church. And I've had a lot of conversation with you in depth about scripture, and your exegesis of the scripture is understanding, though you don't even subscribe to it. Your way of explaining it, it's a person can get with it, what it means. And when you get what it means, that's what, like you said on the platform, when I learned about it, that's what made me get away from it.
Right.
You know, the fables, the falsehoods, and the things that just made absolutely no sense at all. And we wonder
because you can't, which I see a lot of people do today. A lot of stuff don't resonate with them.
OTK, if you want to say something, just tell me to stop, and I'll stop if you want to tap in, and I'll pause it.
Okay, bro. Okay. Yeah. I like that point you made just now. I want to hear what
logic.
Greedy had to say about it. Yep.
Okay, no doubt. Let's go.
You know,
Yes.
it may resonate with them somehow spiritually or emotionally because they are that much attached to it. But the stuff like you're speaking on that just makes no sense to them. You know, like they tend to not want to go in depth on those types of areas of the writings or the scripture. You know, they rather stay in another part of it that they more so relate to, or that they feel that they got a good understanding on, and they rather conversate on that, or they want to build from there. But you have to take it all in order to be true to it. And once you decide to do that, that's like the journey of you starting to kind of, how I want to say it. I know it's going to sound strange, but breaking away from it, because now you have to do exactly what the indoctrination is telling you not to do. Now you have to critically analyze things. You have to critically figure out how you're going to accept it all in your logical sense, as well as your emotional and your spiritual sense. And once the things start to clash and start to collide, it kind of helps some move on from it, and some they stay indoctrinated. Like you say, they stay in the doctrine, but they fumble through it for the rest of their lives, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And in all actuality, brother, no one, regardless, all the way from the bishop down, wherever the highest rank in the church down, could never fully get into the doctrine that's in that book, brother. They can't.
Right.
They're indoctrinated, but they as far as being, I'm gonna say, not necessarily indoctrinated. They are fully indoctrinated, but they're not fully in adherence to the
Exactly.
book.
Right.
They can't be, because it's certain things that they do on a daily basis that will deem them not adherents
Right.
to the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the biggest holiday in the religion isn't adherence to the scripture, brother.
Right.
The biggest holiday, the two biggest holidays, is not adherence to the scripture. One is coming up sometime this month or next month, Easter,
Right. The
and
so-called the English version of this, or the American version. Let me say it that way: the American version of a Christianized worship of Ishtar.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And the other one is Christmas,
Hmm.
Christ Mass. They're supposed to be. And if you go to Jeremiah 10, Jeremiah 10 clearly speaks against the
The Christmas tree.
the, the the Christmas tree and the way they celebrate.
Right.
You know, speaking about how they chop a tree down. It speaks about how they fasten it with nails. Salute to the comrade, Greedy Vegan. How you doing this evening, my brother?
Peace and salute. Peace and salute, bro. Peace, good
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Salute to the good brother OTK. Let's open the knowledge, man.
Man, goddamn Greedy. Hell yeah, it's me. You already know it. Ain't nothing, family. You already know. Loving the build, man. Just good reefer and good talk. You know what I'm talking about?
It being so, cuz. It being so, and shit, man. Good to see you and good to hear from you and shit, man. I'm just tapping in. Caught the brother live. Salute.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes it's good to replay your shows and then go back and talk about it, because some things you can reiterate on, You know what I mean? Because you might didn't get it all out right then. You feel me?
Right, right,
So
brother.
Yes, sir.
that,
Right.
that,
Yes,
that
sir.
that's why I'm glad both of y'all came up because now I can ask questions about certain parts of this and both of y'all up here so well y'all can go in depth with it. That's a
Yes, sir.
part of teaching and a part of learning. Big facts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just let me know, brother. If you have questions, if you want me to stop it to to tap in, just let me know.
Yeah, all right. I do got one question. I did hear something. I grabbed
Okay.
Greedy up here. You said Greedy explains more like the I don't want to word it the wrong way, more like the God aspect of it, but the way he explains it, it's like it's you and not this, you know what I mean, allegorical story that's in the book. It's more of a spiritual thing when it comes down to grief. I don't know. I might be saying that wrong, but you just had said it right before you had paused this. You
Yeah,
just had said it to Greedy, and Greedy was about to
his
give his reply.
exegesis, his
His
exegesis
exegesis.
is his
Yes.
explanation of scripture is
Hmm.
understandable, because he gives it to you in a way that it's not, all mystical and is based on belief. And how he give it to you is what actually wakes you up from out of that slumber of
Right.
indoctrination.
Mm,
Of
okay.
indoctrination.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He gives you to you so
Yeah.
plain about how it's indoctrinated with his exegesis, his explanation, you know,
Okay.
because when he actually learned, fully about it, that's what made him get away from it.
Right.
Far
So
as being
so you kind of
indoctrinated.
like so you kind of like me then, Greedy. Like I was born in it. I can't knock that, but I learned how to read the book for what it is, and it's allegory. It's not no savior coming, no none of that. But I
Basically.
respect the book because it saved a bunch of people's, and we can attest that it saved a bunch of people because they believed in it. Point blank.
Right.
That's how I roll.
Yeah, that's what makes it the we did a live stream on that too, me and the brother Nasir, the noble lie.
Yes, sir.
It's a noble lie. Even though it's a lie or it's constructed off lies or plagiarism, because the Bible is plagiarism basically.
Yes, it
It
is.
ain't nothing original about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of stories that has been rewrote from other stories that predated it.
I think
So
a lot of the New Testament. I think a lot of the New Testament is new. Now
right. So
the Torah, the Tanakh. Yes,
But
I will say a bunch of plagiarism went on with the Torah and the Tanakh, even with
right,
the
yes, it is.
Quran. You know what I
right,
mean? Even with the Quran,
Yes, it is.
before you get the hadiths. I mean,
right,
yeah, before you get the hadiths, the
Absolutely.
right.
surahs, we can say that
Absolutely.
too. You know what I mean? But I
It's
think the
all
New Testament. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
it's
My bad.
all,
I was
brother,
talking.
it's all, beloved, a bunch of he said, she said, because if you look at the narrative, it is not the so-called creator talking. Everyone's giving their testimony of what God said. God didn't say a thing in it.
That's facts.
In none of the
That's big
books.
fact.
Didn't say a word
That's
in it.
big fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's always, even when it comes to the hadith of Prophet Muhammad, that's coming from
Hmm.
the companion of Prophet Muhammad
Right,
with the hadiths.
right,
So it's he said,
Right,
she said.
right.
Well, mostly he said, he said. They don't give a
Hmm.
woman a damn voice.
Yeah. And I be also hearing people be mixing in the Talmud with different with things, and they don't even understand what the Talmud is. You know what I mean? And they be throwing the Talmud in there too, man. It's like Boy, listen, man, when you study religion and you trace religion, you will get a bunch of history. Religion by itself will give you a history course. Big facts.
Talmud is the justification of evil. Of evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Talmud is. A justification.
And that's
of
what
evil.
most of your extremist Islamic faith or your extremist Christians roll off of the Talmud. Big facts.
It's like what
Big
you call it, Judeo-Christian, doctrine. That's what it is. That's what it is. But let us get back to this.
So
let's get back to this. Well, go ahead, my brother.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Good bill. No, good bill. I just want to tell y'all, brothers, good bill. Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
Somebody else I think somebody else is coming up. I know I heard the brother OG Philly's coming up. Add him to the fold. Salute my brother Big Dog Philly OG. Thanks for coming through, my brother.
My OG. Peace and love, my OG.
Peace and love, brother Nasir, brother OTK, brother Greedy. I just tapped in, see y'all rebroadcasting, but y'all live, so I said, let me tap in with you, brother. It's always love and respect.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Brother, love and respect, brother. We're going on. We, you know how sometimes OG, we've been drilling things in the family's head and they don't get it. Sometimes you got to rebroadcast, brother, and circle back, brother.
I definitely agree to that. Yes, sir. Big fact.
Got to circle back, brother, and that's what we're doing this evening, brother. Circling back, because I know you are a major brother who always talk about our people being indoctrinated, and we have to get our people out of indoctrination. So that's why we're circling back, brother, especially with our conversation earlier, brother.
And it's mainly rooted in the fundamentals of of what indoctrination is.
Yes, sir.
Because you hear many people say someone else is indoctrinated, but ultimately they're indoctrinated themselves. It's just that they have a different choice of an indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically getting the fundamentals out on basically what indoctrination is and what it consists of.
Exactly.
Because it's definitely levels. It's definitely levels of that. It's levels. One level was religion, and the next level was on some other. You know what I mean? It's like multi-levels of that. So I'm glad y'all did that. You know what I mean? Because it's a multi-level word. Big fact when it come to us over here. It's definitely a multi-level word.
They don't understand they are indoctrinated, because it's like this. You don't believe in this because you believe in that.
Right.
You're indoctrinated too.
Right.
You just don't believe what the person who
Big
you
fact.
consider indoctrinated. You don't say,
Yes, sir.
you know what I mean? You don't believe in this because you believe in that.
Right.
And I wanted to tap in with, that mythology, from my research, like I always point out, none of that from, the Dead Sea Scrolls to the New Testament, Old Testament, King James, none of it. The Quran, I ain't leaving none of it out. It all based on mythology that cannot be proven. And we try to act like it can be proven, but no. The people, places, and things that happen is someone's imagination, and they wrote it down and said it's real. But no, they cannot prove from the Garden of Eden where that was to to the Prophet Muhammad so-called existed. And the reality
Not
we
all
live
of
in.
it. Not all of it is myth. A lot of this is passed down stories, which was the first
And
level
if you
of
go into the
communication.
meaning of folklore, brother, none of that can be proven real. It's just passed down as word that it happened, but most of it is based on mythology and folklore, which cannot be proven happened or is
But
real.
hold up
And
though.
I'm a
Both of those definitions contain things that can be true. Myth and folklore If you look at the definition, both of them will tell you that yes, some things within a myth or folklore can be true. They just
Yeah,
exaggerate the story.
it's exaggerated and all. That's why you shouldn't add or take away
Big
from a teaching.
facts.
You shouldn't add or take away from a teaching. But listen, let us not get sidetracked because indoctrination is not exclusive to religion. We broke this down all the way.
Big facts. It's
Not
not.
just dealing with religion. Just all I'm telling you to do, brother, is listen to how we broke it down. It's not all about religion. You can be indoctrinated in many ways. It's in doctrine, nation. Okay, just break the words down. Break the word. We're breaking these words down. Indoctrination.
Right. Flat Earth. Flat Earth is indoctrination.
By definition. By definition, and we did it. I think we did our job when it came to breaking this down. Just listen. Just listen, brother. Nails so it moved not, and they decked it with silver and with gold.
Right.
Jeremiah speaks against that. And it said they decked it with silver and with gold. They don't say, well, Jeremiah is right. Let us not do this. They turn around and write a damn song called Deck the Halls with Bowser High. They're going to deck the whole hall, brother. With Bowser Holly, brother. With the Holly Reef, brother. And if you go into some of we're gonna get off religion because we're not only indoctrinated through religion. We're indoctrinated in a whole bunch of ways.
Yes, sir.
A whole bunch of ways. Because we have to when it comes to us knowing who we are, once we establish that, we have to do something as who we are instead of we on a daily basis. And I hear a lot of conversations revisited, listening to our brothers and our sisters, in dialogue especially when they're debating. I hear a lot of the conversation, revisited. And that, to me, takes away from us getting to work.
Right.
We need to get to work and do something as who we are. And we can't deem someone indoctrinated. If indoctrination is based on beliefs that is taught to us and we accept the beliefs uncritically, we have to think of some of the other things that we believe.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't believe this, because we believe that.
Yes, sir.
That's because when we don't know these things emphatically, because belief comes from not knowing.
Right.
That's what belief comes from, not knowing. And when you can show someone emphatically that you know, and then if that person question you and you are able to explain it to them, because understanding to me is the best part. Understanding.
Because the indoctrination can be so, how I want to say it, it can cover so many areas of what you're speaking on. Like with one either believing this and the next one believing that, it kind of like, well, some people will look at it in a sense where, well, who's right, or who got the truth, when possibly both of them is just simply believing something. It's just different beliefs.
Exactly.
Because no one has it emphatically. So, like that covers a whole area of knowledge of self when you look at it on its broad perspective. That's all the way down to identity. As you said, when you hear the brothers and the sisters conversate daily on these dialogues, on these panels, on these channels, on these open forums, dealing with identity and who we are as a people and stuff like that, these questions shouldn't even come about, because you should know who you is through the oral history of your family.
Yes, sir.
So these questions shouldn't come about, but the only reason that they are about and are abroad the way that they are is simply because people have been indoctrinated to the core, and they believe in so many other things of what someone told them who they are, outside of what the oral history can say and substantiate.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. And then people feel the right to tell people who they are.
Right.
You don't know what that young man or young lady was told by their people.
Right.
Of who they are. And it's a matter of, peace to the brother, woke is the new sleep. Shawanda Williams, the sister Shawanda Williams, and the comrade T. Wriggles, and just another Geechee. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon.
Woke sister Shawanda, what's happening? Just another Geechee.
And a lot of
you say T. Wriggles, man. Peace and bro, T. Wriggles, man. Shout out to Cover.
And a lot of times it's a matter of respect also. When it comes to dealing with other people's with identity. A lot of times it's about respect also.
Right.
As per the conversation we had the other day, you can't tell, you can't base things on your feelings, because it has nothing to do with feelings, because the truth don't give a damn about feelings, for one.
Right.
It could withstand your criticism and your ridicule and still be the truth if it's the truth.
Right.
So, a lot of people will say, well, I don't believe that. Use that word believe again. And my answer to that is so what? You don't have to believe it. That's not going to stop it from being the truth.
And what is that ultimately saying? That you don't believe that means you believe something else.
Exactly. Back to the word belief. Back to the word belief. I don't get into those arguments because I'm too mature, for one. Because if you don't believe it, you don't have to. You got a right to not to. Like I got a right to believe it or accept it. Because they use the word accept also in indoctrination. The word accept is in the word indoctrination also as a definition. So it says the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically.
You just said the key word, to accept a set of beliefs.
A set of beliefs. When they said a set, it's like more than one, brother. You don't believe in this because you believe in that.
Right.
Regardless to what sides you are on. It says teaching, instruction, methods that were approved for indoctrination in divinity. Now, let me see. What does indoctrination mean in simple terms?
And right away, we know we can establish that in order for someone to be indoctrinated, it requires beliefs, because you can't indoctrinate somebody with the truth.
No, you can't.
You can't. you can't indoctrinate somebody with the truth because the truth don't require belief. The truth is substantiated for what it is because the evidence proves it as such.
Exactly. Truth has evidence. Indoctrination has beliefs.
Right. So in order for someone to be indoctrinated, that means that they are mixed up or caught up in, a belief first and foremost.
It's indoctrination means teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs, ideas, or principles uncritically, without questioning them, often to promote a specific political, religious, or ideological viewpoint.
See, that's what I'm saying. It covers all bases. It engulfs all of that, man. Everything to what someone think that they know of themselves, of the world, of history, and even of their spirituality.
My brother Greedy, if you want me to pause it and tap in, just let me know, brother. Just tell me to pause.
All right, bro. I'm listening. We're going in on this one and shit, bro. I'm just listening like, God damn.
Yes, sir. I know we listening to ourselves, but but if you want to tap in, let me know, brother.
Okay, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's all a set of beliefs that was given to them by the powers that be.
It's about instilling doctrines until they are accepted as truth, often discouraging independent thought.
Right.
And it's frequently associated with negative connotations of brainwashing or biased instruction.
Yes, sir. See, we getting to the nitty gritty of this shit now because it all makes sense. I've been saying this for the longest. The information is how I want to say this. It's what most people say that they are doing it for. They're doing it because they want to learn. They want to free themselves. You know what I'm saying? They want to in other words, we want the revolution to kick off. You see what I'm saying? Like we want to dismantle the system. But they're doing it in a way where they're using what the system has given them to indoctrinate them to where they're using it as it's like beneficial to them to free themselves to get to the revolution.
Yes, sir. The 7 elements of indoctrination often seen in cults involve a crossroads, vulnerability, a soft sell, gentle recruitment, creating a new reality, isolation, new beliefs, adoration of a dear leader, identifying an enemy, using peer pressure, and discouraging critical thinking, all leading to dependence and self-sealing system. And that's what indoctrination is, brother. Emphasis on nation. Emphasis.
That's the masses of people, bro.
Exactly. The masses. Take the M for masses, what you got? You gotta ask.
Hey, brother, right quick, brother. Nasir. Good brother.
What's that, brother? Yes, sir.
That segment that you had just broke down, I would say even one in their indoctrination can start to create or form new beliefs.
Yes, sir.
Like, this is what I'm explaining to you. Like this is what I was trying to explain to the brother earlier, the brother I am, and I've been trying to explain this shit to people for the, even out in the real world for the longest. That you have an initial indoctrination that took place. You have an initial one, and it was like the very first. It was like the conception of when the indoctrination started in your life, in your mind.
Exactly.
when one starts to be taught something, whether if it was by mom, dad, grandmoms, granddad, you know, uncle, whoever raising them,
Yes,
teach
sir.
them certain things, and they, you know, it becomes like law. It start off as like a law because the authority in your life is the one who's giving it to you. The
Exactly.
authority is the one who's giving it to you. So it start off early as like a law. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, the child ain't at liberty to question it. As the child grow older, may start to question it, but by then, the indoctrination is already set. You see what I'm saying? It has already been conceptualized in one's mind. So you know, the journey starts for that one to deconstruct from the initial conception of the indoctrination, and that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part. That's how you see people step away from the church. Like they find fault in the pastor, they find fault in the many different denominations, they find fault in people's hypocrisies and stuff like that, but they never seem to find fault in the writings or the source of it. You see what I'm saying? Because the indoctrination has already been conceptualized there. It's like it had a birthplace, it had a birth point in one's mind, and it's hard to deconstruct from that point on. So you'll hear people say like you just said, someone will start to take their former indoctrination or the original one and start to logically see through that one, and then instead of them starting from ground zero and starting to deconstruct from it all, they start to create new versions of it. They start to put their own emotions and their own thoughts and their own reasoning behind it. And that's how you get one talking about, you know, I believe in God, but it's just not the God of the Bible. Or I believe that there is a creator. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's the communication, or it's on a spiritual level. You see what I'm saying? Because the indoctrination has already been implanted and shit. You know what I'm saying? The very conception of one being taught that there is a creator, that there is this God, you know what I'm saying? This imaginary figure, this imaginary being, this unknowing and all powerful being that's responsible for everything. It is very hard to deconstruct and get away from that, bro.
Yes, sir. I agree wholeheartedly. As per our conversation earlier, you know, we were trying to teach the young brother earlier. Somebody has an echo. You have something open on your end, brother?
I ain't got nothing open, but let me mute my mic though, bro. Let me mute.
Yes, sir. But as per our conversation earlier, with the young brother, you explained everything that you know about the conversation. Especially when you said new beliefs, because he said he doesn't subscribe to the Old Testament, he subscribed to the New Testament, and then when we speak to him today, he don't rock with any of it, and he don't even have a name for the God that he say that he worship, and he don't even have a text from the God that he said he worship. And like I asked him, I said, so are you running around here, you know, in the wilderness of North America with no instructions from your God? You know, all religious persuasion had some type of instructions, and this person don't even have a name that he said he worshiped. Don't even have a name, brother. That's just, that was hard to, it wasn't hard to get through. He's young, and at least he has manners, you know. He has manners, but that was just hard to deal with, brother.
Right. I audio. I still echo.
No, I was echoing, not you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. But that's what it is, though. Yeah, he's still young. He still got a lot to learn, even though, you know, like I was saying, it's very difficult for even us, ones who are older than him, And and I'm gonna tell you something too and shit, bro. This is thing I'm starting to realize too, bro. Like, brothers and elders, who have logically came to their senses, have I like to say have got their minds back. You know what I'm saying? Started thinking for themselves again. Once you start to realize that you've been indoctrinated, you know what I'm saying? You realize that you've been deceived and stuff like that, and you try to explain that to somebody else who you can clearly see that they are highly indoctrinated, and you try to explain it to them and shit. It's like you're talking to someone who's full of ego. I've noticed that the indoctrination and shit like kind of puts on it's ego driven. I would say, yeah, it's ego driven. It's one into this mind frame where they feel they got all the answers, or if they only got all the answers, they got the answers that needs to be. See what I'm saying? Like they got this profound understanding or this knowledge.
Yeah, that holier than thou
To
mentality.
everybody. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
this is gonna be everybody this here. And once it starts to be questioned, as to be questioned, and it's one ego driven shit. He or she can no longer learn. Ain't no learning for them from that point. It's always a teaching. They got to be the ones that gotta teach you what it is. Learn shit. This is it, right? Shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the indoctrination even shows you and shit that it makes even the one who thinks they're wise is a complete fool.
A wise fool, brother.
Is a complete fool and shit, bro. Trying to explain some shit that it just logically can't be explained and shit, man. It requires the belief that is attached to the indoctrination in order for it to be real to someone. This some of the hardest things I've been trying to explain to people as well, bro. Like your mind is it's like you giving your belief power. It's like you giving it legs to walk on and shit. Without you believing in it, it'll disappear. It's no longer in your mind and shit. It may remain in somebody else's, but it's no longer yours. So
Exactly.
being that you keep giving your mind to it, you keep giving it energy, you making it real to yourself. This is a choice that you keep choosing to do, and you're doing it unknowingly and unawareingly because you haven't been aware, or you haven't observed yourself good enough to see where you've been indoctrinated at. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, brother, you're making the God powerful and putting the God in power over you. It's again, there's not a God that ever existed, whatever name he's called by, that man didn't create and give him its name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, indoctrination, brother, is something that we have to get out of. Because the reason why I say that is because you take power from yourself. Brother said source of power. You know what I'm saying? If that source of power, if you don't see any power displayed, there is no source of power.
Right.
Right. And when we decide that every time that we decided that we've had enough with something and we wanted to affect change, we intervene in our affairs, right? And we affect change. That's a source of power.
Right.
It's not outside of ourselves, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you're waiting you are going to go to your grave waiting.
Right.
Your last breath will be waiting, and you will be gone, and those who you left here will be waiting. And guess what? They'll be waiting. They'll be waiting to go to the grave right with you.
Waiting patient too, bro.
Waiting patiently, brother. And, and it takes away from us, you know, having fortitude and doing something about our situations and our you know, our condition. Why? Because we're looking outward. You know what I'm saying? We're looking outward. I always say you got to look inward to get rid of that inward. You know what I'm saying? You got to look inward to get rid of that inward. To get, you know, to get that God, brother, you are that God. So you got to look inward to get rid of the inward and become the God that you've been waiting for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro.
The process often begins when a person is going through a life transition. You were saying something, brother?
No, I was agreeing with you, bro. I was just saying, bro, it's I realized that it is very difficult, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Yes.
Like I talk to people in real time, bro. Elders, you know, people, you know, got me about 20, 30 years and shit, you know, and they explaining to me how certain things in their mind is real to them. And I'm trying to figure it out, like, man, like how have you been experiencing life this long, but you still have that imagination of a child? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't grow out of that at one point. Like that ain't something that I mean, I think I feel I may be wrong, but I feel like, you know, at some point, you know, as an adult, you're supposed to grow out of that. You know,
Brother,
right.
it even says in that scripture, brother, you know, when a boy becomes a man, he leaves childhood things behind him. Even it says that in that scripture, but people can't get out of indoctrination. And the reason why, I think we said it in this, brother, but I'm gonna say it anyway. There's no requirement, brother, of doing anything when you're waiting. There's no requirement for you to do nothing when all you have to do is wait. Because somebody else is going to handle it. It's like when people are experiencing some type of oppression or some, you know, or going through something, somebody did something to them, victimized them, and somebody, the ignorant among our people, would say, just put it in the hand of the Lord.
Yeah, or pray about it, pray on it.
Or pray when we are preyed upon. You know, and it's like, if we want our people to be free, it's not going to be anyone or anything outside of ourselves. It's going to require us to do it. That's what it's going to require, us to do it.
That's what I'm saying and shit, bro. Like, that's how you know the indoctrination is real, because it has always been that. You know what I'm saying? Even your ancestors showed you that. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the whole reason that you marvel at your ancestors today, because of their achievements, because of what they achieved. because of the actions, you know what I'm saying, the work that they put in. Shit, you see what I'm saying? Like we is and shit living in a generation and shit where that requires, like you said, no action, requires no achievements and shit. You know, we just a faith-based generation. You know what I'm saying? Where the majority of us is letting go and letting God.
If we want to affect change, positive change in our people, it's going to require us to get up and do something. I know people who are of the faithful, very faithful, one by one left here. Just one by one just left here. Mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, aunties, one by one just left here. And as a people, if we are going to suffice, it's going to take us on a collective effort to do something about our condition. If we don't, our condition is going to remain, because first, there's no benevolent politician or anyone else who's going to contribute to our salvation, because we have to salvage ourselves. If not, if we don't do it ourselves, nobody else going to do it. That's just it. Everything about us is up to us.
Right.
It's up to us to get ourselves out the condition that we may be in. It's up to us. If we're in a certain condition and predicament, it's going to be up to us to get it out, because we can't look to them. We can't look to the enemy of our people to get us out. Not the ones who put us in the condition to get us out of it. It's not going to happen. I've been around 60 years, brother, and I just don't see no benevolent person outside of ourselves going to do anything for us. Who going to put themselves and their people on their line to do something for us, to change and affect change, positive change in our condition? Not one.
Right.
Not one, brother.
Right.
So it's up to us and only us.
Exactly, brother.
That's it.
Exactly, brother. And you made a key point when you say you made a key point when you say you can't expect your enemy to help you get yourself in order and shit. You see what I'm saying? So you have to generalize that on all levels. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect none of the information that you have received from your enemy to be beneficial to you.
You have to reject everything that your enemy offered you, brother.
Everything, bro. You got to give it all back, brother. Everything.
You got to reject everything they offer you, because they're not going to give you nothing to free you.
Right.
Nothing. Because they put you in a condition anyway. Why would they give you something to free you? Nothing.
And dude, it's so fucking simple and shit, man. It's like you know, just when we was doing this and we started this and shit, bro, this indoctrination series, bro, I already known that it was gonna be like whistling in the air, man. Like whistling, just a whistle in the world, man. In this huge world, it's gonna be like a whistle and shit that only whoever close, or the few that's close, can hear, bro. Like, real talk, man. Because this, man, dude, the people have been hit, man. Like, they don't realize where the indoctrination starts. They don't realize where it's starting, bro. They still to this day and shit, man. You got people turning Jesus and Muhammad black. You know what I'm saying? They justifying means of enslavement and belittling and degrading of women. You see what I'm saying? All
Yes,
due
sir.
to these,
Yes,
all
sir.
due to these beliefs and stuff like that, bro. That has never been proven to no one. It was a belief in the ancient world or the old days whenever it was created, and it's a belief now. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
it has never been proven as such. The very deities that give out the blueprint on how these people who believe on how they should live their lives, the moral code that they should live by. That same deity they believe in ain't never appeared to them and told them shit. Ain't never appeared to them and instructed them on anything and shit, bro. They believe on what the writings or the text or what the past is saying, and they believe the hearsay. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you have people to this day, man, especially Negroes in this country, man, who is, you know, very aware of how the Christianity was used and the Bible. Let's not separate, because this is what they like to do. They like to separate Christianity from the Bible. They like to say, well, the religion ain't the Bible. Well, let's look at it this way. You won't be able to create a religion without the Bible. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
You,
sir.
you get what I'm saying? If it never was no writings of it, you wouldn't have been able to create a religion off of it. You see what I'm saying? But they like to separate the Bible from the Christianity or the Jehovah Witnessism or the baptisms and all these different denominations. You know what I'm saying? Even the Muslim would tell you and shit. That this is not a religion. You know what I'm saying? This is my way of life. You see what I'm saying? This is the word of Allah. They like to separate these things, but at the same time and shit, bro, it has never been proven to no one and shit, man. No one. When you look up the definition of the word truth, it's telling you and shit, man, anything that is proven as such with substantial evidence.
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 Evidence. Because to say something and not be able to prove it with substantial evidence make you weak and ineffective.
And we know the history of these religions, man. We know that the origins of these religions and shit, bro, got violent origins, bro. Forced on people by the sword, invasions and pillaging of lands and shit like that. Chosen people complex.
Yes.
And God favored me, and you are the fucking stranger, or you're the heathen and shit, which ain't nothing but division and separation and disunity right away. And people talking about they living with a moral code, man.
Going on right now, brother, and it's been going on for so long, using, scriptures and text as a justification to say, okay, our people are the chosen people, and we have the right to kill you because our people are chosen. We got a right to do this. We got a right to this. We got a right to this land. We got a right to this. We got a right to that because we are the chosen people. And some people even will actually repeat that narrative, brother, like there's some type of truth. And I asked a question earlier. I think you asked a question too, brother, on the stream we was on. Why would any of us want to be involved in indoctrination that, okay, the wicked will get the same reward as the righteous?
Right.
God loves everybody. Everybody don't rock with that doctrine, but you got people that say God loves everybody. And then they will attempt. I'm gonna say this, brother. A lot of time religion makes you take your guard down, because a lot of people say, what would Jesus do? And they teach you about a Jesus that's meek, weak, and love everybody.
Right.
That's a Jesus that's taught in the church. Meek, weak, and love everybody. And
right.
If you love everybody, I really don't want you around me. Not if you love everybody. That means you love my enemy too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, we can't have that.
And you know, bro, it's like I was saying, bro, from the origins of it all and shit, man, the historicity, there's a bunch of red flags. You see what I'm saying? Even how Negroes even got their hands on the Bible. You see what I'm saying? It's red flag. You see what I'm saying? Through enslavement, through what they call the Negro slave Bibles and shit like that, where they taught everybody to, to turn the other cheek and slaves obey your earthly masters and all this types of shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's right there in your face, showing you that it is a teaching that the powers of be constructed way back when and used and still have been using to go to war and take over and conquer people's lands and shit. You see what I'm saying? Claiming that they are the people of God and you are the so-called heathen, or you the motherfucker who's supposed to be going to this perpetual servitude or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? You're the one who prophesied to be enslaved or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? All in this fucking God shit. You Negroes wouldn't have no even concept of this God or no Jesus Christ if your ancestors wasn't never prisoners of war.
It was and pushed to the reverence, that indoctrination was pushed to the reverence in the theological seminaries, and they are taught to go out and teach that certain doctrine, teach inferiority doctrine to our people, and teach us to be meek, and obey our worldly masters. And because we would get our reward, when we go to glory. While they build a heaven on earth.
Exactly. That's what the teaching is about. That's how you know it's a slave teaching, bro. It's a teaching for the slaves. The people in power don't believe that shit. It's only the ones who suffering, the ones who believe that, bro.
And then are taught to suffer peacefully.
Yeah, suffer peacefully and shit. Because your Lord and Savior, because your Lord and Savior was long suffering.
Yeah, exactly. What would Jesus do? That type of thing.
Yeah. Man, this shit is crystal clear to me and shit, bro. I don't see why people can't see through this shit, man.
And then clear to me. Sing to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Sing to get over it. To give you faith that something that a change is gonna come. What the brother's saying, Sam Cooke. He's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come.
Right.
That's those type of songs.
Yes, sir.
He was born on a river by a low fence, something, the beautiful song though. I'm not gonna knock that. Beautiful song. But
it was inspired.
I would write a song. I would write a song that, that suggests that we get up and do something. Like I'm more with Curtis Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? We got to get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? I'm more with that. What Curtis Mayfield said. Because it's not going to happen unless we do it. Want me to stop, brother? Let me know. I'm about to play the build again.
All right, I'm going to say this before you start.
Ideals, seeking belonging. Yes, sir, brother.
It's tradition, bro. It's tradition, bro. That's what it all becomes. That's what it comes down to. It's tradition, bro. It's something that our ancestors picked up when they were prisoners of war, and it became a traditional upbringing in the household. It was a feel-good tool and shit like that, and it still is to this day, bro. It still is. And shit. You got brothers trying to dig deep and, you know, come up with newer or what they call profound or esoteric interpretations or revelations of what the text is saying, but the overall message don't change and shit. The overall message of the text don't change and shit. If you are to believe, you are to be the one who's suffering in some type of cursed state. You see what I'm saying? Waiting on the Lord to come in return, you know, or waiting on the Lord to come and change the world, or, you know, change your condition, or transform you into a new being, or however it's been interpreted into you, but the message still the same. You're the one that's suffering and the one that's waiting. But the powers that be, they moving and grooving. And that's the regular scheduled program. You got
yes,
it.
yes, sir. And then, you know, when you want people to suffer peacefully, okay, you would tell people who you want to suffer peacefully and to continue to suffer that undeserved suffering is redemptive. You would say that suffer now and you will be redeemed later. That's what people are taught. And that's why a lot of our people suffered and didn't fight back, because they thought there was a reward in suffering.
Right.
You know, Malcolm taught on that, brother, about suffering peacefully, as if you are shot with Novocaine and it numbs you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Malcolm taught on that very eloquently, brother, about suffering peacefully as if you were shot with Novocaine. You can't feel the pain because you were shot with something that makes you feel like, you know, that you're going to be redeemed for suffering so much. And anybody teach you that's your enemy.
Right.
Malcolm taught us to, you know, to even get out of you know, suffering and take it and see it for what it is. There's no such thing as suffering peacefully, brother. But they teach us that undeserved suffering is redemptive. We'll get our reward, you know, later after we die.
Yeah, later is greater. Later is greater mentality.
Yes, sir. That's what they teach, brother.
Oh man,
that's got me. I mean, bro, we see it all the time, brother. Some people try what they say, get in where they fit in, and want to belong to something.
Exactly, and that's also explaining in a sense how people go from one denomination to another, or from one religion to another, or from one identity to another.
Yes, sir.
Because they're vulnerable and they're open, and they just got to be attached to something, because that's how, like you said, it's a system. The indoctrination creates a system in mentally.
Yes.
That it twists and twarps the minds of people, the masses. It has them thinking that they has to be attached to something.
That's why I said masses turn to asses, because they want to be led. Because they want to be led. The masses turn into asses. Because they want to be led, brother. They feel they have to be led.
Hey, bro.
Number 2 is a soft sell. Recruiters build rapport and lower defenses with friendly, gentle approaches, creating a welcome atmosphere. The time, brother. They recruit their rapport, lower the defenses with friendly, gentle approaches, recreating a welcoming atmosphere.
And dude, the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes, sir.
Like Michael Jackson said, "You've been hit by, you've been hit by
Yes, a smooth criminal, brother.
a
Then,
smooth criminal."
and then they want a new reality. You know what I'm saying? And that's slashed with isolation. Members are encouraged to adopt a new worldview, often by cutting off outside influences, books, media, old friends, to create a self-sealing environment. You ever see somebody get involved in some in an organization and
Yes, sir.
you was cool with them at one time, and all of a sudden you were like, damn, this brother is, you know, it's like when it's like when you see somebody pledging for a sorority or a fraternity, and they in line pledging, and they don't even speak to you when they in line because the fraternity, the frat brother or the frat sister told them to not say nothing.
Yeah.
So they in line not saying nothing. You speaking to them, they were told not to say nothing. Which brings us to the dear leader. A charismatic leader becomes the central focus, viewed as the sole source of wisdom, fostering loyalty and dependence. That's like,
Dude, that junk, man.
that right
Man,
there, bro.
it's explaining everything and shit, bro. The education system, the church,
Yes.
the mosque, man. It's like explaining it all, man. The teacher, from the principal to the teacher,
Yes, sir.
everything.
And then you gotta, if you have the dear leader, you gotta have an enemy. An external us versus them mentality is created, uniting the group against a common threat or societal norms, justifying the group's extreme views.
And see, the
Meaning,
thing about it is that they take through the propaganda and through the brainwashing, they remove the lens of them being the true enemy and put somebody else in your peripherals to be your enemy.
yes, yes, us versus them, brother mentality. Again, that's created. Unite a group against a common threat or
Yes, sir.
societal norms, justifying the group's extreme views. And like you said, oftentimes the enemy is closer than you damn think.
Right.
Got you looking, you know, outside of yourself as an enemy, when a lot of times the enemy is outside and inside. You just gotta, know how
Yes,
to
sir.
distinguish. Just gotta know how to distinguish. And then we got peer pressure, the strong human need to belong. It's exploited. A lot of people want to belong.
It's almost like I'm gonna say this real quick. It's almost like the puppet master got all of the puppets on the string warring amongst each other. They can't figure out that the puppet master is the one who's doing.
Yep. You got the string puppet and you got the sock puppet. The string puppet decides what you do. You know what I'm saying? The moves you make. They got the strings, and the sock puppet they decide what you say. And you got people who are both. You got people who are string puppets and sock puppets. They go what they want them to go, do what they want them to do, and say what they want them to say. It's a string puppet and a sock puppet. Now, when you have the strong human need to belong, when that's exploited, that's when you have, our language we use, brother, that look at me as nigga, attention whoring, and wanting to belong, even if it's serving to your damn detriment.
Right.
And then you members conform to a group of beliefs, even if they contradict their own perceptions as shown, you know what I'm saying, by comfortability experiments. Some people can see that it's serving to their own detriment.
Right.
But they want to belong. So they are, you know, so they are discouraged to think critically. Remember the word they said uncritically. And because they have this soft sell, recruiters, lower defense with friendly, gentle approaches, creating a welcoming atmosphere, you'll have doubts suppressed. And questioning the leader or ideology is discouraged. Sometimes through repetition or created internal conflict, cognitive dissonance that reinforces commitment.
Right.
That's broken down, brother, to the very last compound, brother.
Yes, sir, bro.
That's broken down, brother.
Yes, sir, bro.
It's broken down. Now, they have emotional manipulation. An example of indoctrination is the historical Hitler Youth, of course. That's an example of it. Another word for indoctrination is a synonym. A synonym. Words that are synonymous to indoctrination include brainwashing, inculcation, conditioning, instruction, training, propaganda, installation, imbuement, and drilling. They say drilling into your head, repetition, drilling
Yes,
into your
sir.
head. You know what I'm saying? Brainwash, inculation, conditioning,
propaganda,
propaganda, instilling, installation, instill. You know what they say? They instill something in you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
it's
sir.
a systematic teaching of beliefs or principles again, and it's taken and it's accepted uncritically.
And the instilled part, that everything starts from a teaching.
Yes. You were saying something, brother? You were saying something, comrade?
Nah, bro, but this man, dude, this junk, man, we may have to do a part 2 to this, man.
Yes,
We may
sir.
have to
Yes,
do
sir.
a part 2 to this joint and shit, bro, because, bro, like, everything just appears to be crystal clear to me and shit, man. I just think that we just got to continue, man, to get it, like you said, we got to drill it into their heads of how much they've been indoctrinated and shit, because that's how much it's going to take.
Yeah, we got to drill it, brother. I mean,
That's how much it's going to take, bro.
Because, if indoctrination is drilled into the people's head, like repetitiously, that means that we got work to do. That's all that means.
Yes, sir.
Counter.
Yes, sir.
We got to counter it.
And we got to be able to show the evidence, which makes it the truth, bro.
That's exactly.
And like, bro, it's like the synonyms for indoctrination that you had just broke down when we was going through that, bro. Propaganda, instilling, installation, submission. You see what I'm saying? Like all of this shit, bro. It's like you could look at this shit existing in the world today and shit, bro. Like on all levels, even the education system and shit, man. You got people actually believing, indoctrinized, believing in evolution, believing that people came from great apes. You got people thinking that it was dinosaurs on this earth before. You got people thinking that there's aliens out here, all kinds of stuff, man. People believing in religions. He's talking about angels and demons and stuff like that. All of these extraordinary supernatural claims and things that people believe in their minds, bro. And it's all being promoted through propaganda, bro, through like the TV, you know what I'm saying? Social media platforms, movies, Hollywood, motherfuckers, like you said, the songs and shit, man. These people writing inspiration. They got gospel songs and shit out of here, man. You see what I'm saying? With people is that's what I was saying earlier. How the mind itself is that powerful that it can take something that is totally false and create like a real image to it in the mind.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and then not only create something that, you know, like through regurgitation of constantly believing in it.
Repetition.
Yeah, repetitions of constantly
You know,
believing in it and speaking on it. Because, you know, even the tongue has power where you're speaking it into existence in your mind.
Exactly.
Your mind is creating images in it. You know, it's like, and then they're feeding you stuff through the eyesight and you know what I'm saying, and all that through the music, through the ear and stuff like that, in order to give it strength. Man, dude, you talking about we fighting a beast, dude? This man, this is a beast that we're fighting and shit, bro.
Yes. If you know a sharp cat with wordplay, brother, who's witty. You know what I'm saying? They get a hold to indoctrination, brother, and you know, and they could repetitiously drill it into the people's head, brother. They built the dumb muscle, brother. They straight up built the dumb muscle.
Man.
Through reps, through repetition, brother, constantly. Because if you look at the programming is repetitious, brother. And what they're trying to indoctrinate our children in today, brother, is just, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yes, sir. What is it? Transhumanism.
Yeah, transhumanism and you know, alphabets.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They try to, you know, that type of indoctrination, telling, you know, that's right. That's like tampering with the future. When they do that, you know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of work to do, brother. We have to counter this attack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, with you know, with the truth based on substantial evidence, as you eloquently put. It has to be based on we're not saying what we believe, because the truth don't need nobody's validation, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mine's, yours, or the next brother or sister. Don't need nobody's validation. They could not believe it all they want. But we're going to give it to them. They could take it or let it alone. It don't matter. It don't matter. But we're going to tell the truth based on substantial evidence. It's not going to be no hearsay. It's not going to be my words. It's going to be the truth. And we're going to point out some things. We do a better job than this, brother. I don't know.
I see it coming and shit, bro, because I already told you I've been contemplating, bro. I've really been sitting back meditating on thinking about doing putting together a presentation, actually, not just a live stream, but actually like,
yes, sir,
get the information together and do like a presentation style type joint where I showed the historicity of what I discovered to help me start to deconstruct and get out of the Bible and away from religion and shit like that, which was how it all got into America. You see what I'm saying? Who was behind it? Who was pushing it? You know what I'm saying? How did the Bibles come to be? How, you know, who put it in the book format? All of that. How it was done? What year it was done? Who was the first people pushing it and promoting it? All of that. You see what I'm saying? I've been thinking about doing it, and I feel like you said, there's so much work to be done, bro. So it's like I feel like I ain't got no choice but to, and shit. I owe that to the people, bro. I owe it to them because it needs to be out there and shit, man. And I'm really doing it for the youth and shit, man. I know a bunch of these old dogs ain't about learning no new tricks. It ain't that you can't teach them none. They just ain't about learning. They don't want to. You see what I'm saying? And it comes a time and a place, like we just were speaking on. Once the evidence is shown, there's no more room for belief. You know what I'm saying? It's up to those who have the strong will to accept the goddamn truth and start to deconstruct from the bullshit, man. For real.
Exactly.
And then so you can start leading your damn youth in you know what I'm saying, in a proper guidance and shit, man, instead of teaching them this fairy tale shit, man. Give them something which you know. Stop teaching them some belief shit.
It's like circling back, brother. You got to circle back and go back. All those who, you know, saying that are indoctrinated, or we may have taken part in indoctrinated. We got to circle back. Hold up, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, hold up, brother. I got to tell you this. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell you this because I put you on a course to nowhere.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Good. So you know what I mean? So circling back, we have to circle back. Say, nah, I got to get you off that. I got to get you off that course to nowhere.
That's real, bro. That is real.
Gotta circle back, brother.
Yes, sir, bro. That is some real shit, bro. That's some of the most authentic shit one can say, bro. I know that I've played my part, and you know, just being genuine, thinking that I'm doing a brother or sister, possibly a family, a good service on teaching them what I once believed in. You see what I'm saying? And now that I've deconstructed, or you know, have continued to learn and not stay stagnant or complacent in what I once believed in, like you said, I owe it to them to at least provide evidence to show them on why I was able to, you know what I'm saying, to further my mind, you know what I'm saying. But I was able to, you know, to grow mentally and not stay stuck. And you know, because I ain't saying I'm completely out of the matrix and shit, but I'm definitely not stuck in a, you know, in a mentality to where I know that I gotta be a part of some shit. Nah, I'm starting to see all of this shit is shaky and shit, man. So I'm critically analyzing every damn thing.
Definite. I mean, you have to critically analyze everything, because you know when we know when we came to that fork in the road, we know what's down the pike, brother. Whether it's something or nothing, we have to tell the people what's down there and get them off the pike.
Right.
We got to get them off it, brother. You know, at least make an attempt, because we don't want to continue to lead our people down the road to nowhere, brother. When they think it's you know, it's a pot of gold at the end of the goddamn rainbow, and it ain't nothing, brother. It's nothing there.
No leprechauns, no gold, no
leprechaun, no nothing there, brother. We can't. We got to get our people, and we got to have our people. If we're gonna have a perception, brother, it should be based on reality.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be based on reality. See, people don't understand when it comes to A and thee. There's two different things. When it's a something, that means it's more than one. But when you have the something, there's nothing above thee. You know what I'm saying? When you have the reality, as some people say, I'm living in my reality and my truth. No. Your truth could be a damn lie. You gotta get the truth. Nothing over when the is the definite article, brother. The.
Yes.
You don't want to be dealing with a. You don't want to be dealing with my, because that shit is subjective, and that shit is by perspective on how the individual sees something, and we can't deal with that. Because the truth, again, it could withstand criticism and ridicule and still be the truth.
Right.
Because it's been substantiated with evidence.
And that's real and shit, bro. We definitely gonna have to do a part 2 to this shit, bro. I'm gonna definitely be in contact with you, bro, so we can get this one going.
Brother, even sources got to be questioned, because the source don't necessarily mean truth. It's just that person is a source.
Yeah, it's who the academia
It's coming
deems
from.
credible.
It's coming from. It's only the person who the academia or the information is coming from. We got to
Right.
check that. When people say source up, that don't mean a goddamn thing to me. It never did, bro.
Right, bro. Right, bro.
It never
Right.
did. You know what I'm saying? Because your source could be at error,
Yes,
wrong,
sir.
outright.
Yeah.
So we got it. Bro, we want the truth, brother. That's it.
That's
We
it.
want to teach our people the truth, not mine, not yours, and not nobody else's. The truth, brother, based on substantiated evidence.
And we got to stop being lazy, scholarly and mentally, with just placing shit there, or just getting complacent with certain shit that we've been taught to be what something is. And if we can't investigate it ourselves or do the science ourselves and the math and the numbers ourselves, how they say it, come up with it with the the absolute, like you say, the truth about some shit, then we need to let it be. It need to be. We need to leave it on some TBD, to be determined.
Yes, sir. I rock with that. Yes, sir. And that to be determined is based on our further investigation and study.
Indeed, so, brother. Instead of just talking about we got some shit, man, it's absolute, and then when someone questioning you for some shit or ask you to provide some evidence about it, or where's the proof about some shit, and here you come with the old shenanigans. Nah, we got to move past that.
Or
as a people.
you get frustrated. See, the thing is, my brother, we should be welcoming questions. Be so tight that I want somebody to ask me a question so I can further explain it to them.
Right.
That's what we want to do. We want to further explain it to them. Not just expect them to go back to that word, brother. Believe.
Right.
We want them to know emphatically. People say in the know. We want them in the know, brother. We don't want them to be believing nothing. We want them to know emphatically.
Right.
Because our people been walking around, brother, with beliefs, with our heads in the clouds, brother. At least as long as I've been here.
Yeah, it's still going on. These same beliefs is they're being like shot up with mental steroids. People is coming up with new interpretations of these things these days, man. It's like, man, I don't know when will it ever stop, but but we got to do our part, man, in order to try to save the youth, bro. Like the mission is for the youth.
Making it more spooky, brother.
Yeah.
Making it more spooky by dropping the name. No name, brother. I mean, no name at all, brother. This mystical God with no name. And no text, no instructions, just wonder, just say go.
I told you the name of all the gods. The name of all the gods that these people serve, man, is not the name that they've been taught, man. The real name is the known unknown.
X, brother. X. The X is the unknown, brother. X.
Yeah. The known X and shit, bro. The known
X.
unknown, brother.
But the part with no instructions, with no instructions is crazy though, brother. No instructions, brother.
How the hell you come to a point where you know something, but you actually don't know?
Could you imagine, brother? When you out in the world, brother, that's wandering aimlessly, brother. That's what it is. Just wander aimlessly. That's again, as I said, new beliefs, brother. New beliefs.
New
You know,
ones.
and they will always constantly come. Why? Because people don't realize when people come to them that they're being indoctrinated.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Especially when people want a sense of belonging, you know what I'm saying? Or they want to get away from something and they want something new in their life. And somebody got a sharp tongue. Somebody sharp, brother, can pull it off. Because I've seen brothers real sharp, brother.
And you know, it's like like we were speaking on the traditional aspect of it. It's like a tradition amongst our culture nowadays that it's like when someone is in the street, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I like the drug addict or the alcoholic, the very sentiment of them wanting to change their ways is for them to get into AA or join a rehab, going to one of them joints. When it comes to anyone, it's a tradition, or it's like it's a very known fact that when one of us and our people want to change their life or get into their spiritual side of themselves, it's like a traditional thing to join the church or pick up a Bible, pick up a Quran. you see what I'm saying? It's tradition. You see what I'm saying? So people look at these things as if it's some type of benefit there, but there is no benefit there because it was never founded off of a truth. It was always a created concept of the imagination of someone's mind. It was never the truth.
And it's a coping mechanism also.
Right.
It's a coping mechanism.
Because it was made for the one who is going to be who need to be getting through a coping part of their life.
Exactly. Escapism.
Dude, yeah, we got to do a part 2, bro. This just going to be deep, bro. It's deep.
But you know, we let me see how much we did. We got like almost halfway through, brother. So I'm gonna land this right here, brother. And we gotta chop it up. And whatever research you do, just tag me and say, yo, brother, check this out. Look into this, look into that. And then so we can be on the same accord. So we could just pull up and do a part 2 of this because it's important.
Man, that's a bet, bro. Say no more, bro. I'm gonna be I'll call you tomorrow and I'll start shooting you some information. I'll start shooting that to you part of the night. You probably won't get it until the morning because I'm gonna be up late. But yeah, I'm gonna start shooting you some information so you can have it bookmarked or save it in a certain folder. So you'll be able to share the screen when we do the presentation and shit. You'll be able to pull it up because I'm most likely ain't gonna be on the laptop.
Indeed. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, we definitely gotta pull up and do a part 2 of this, brother, because we gotta get our people, because we're not gonna be able to affect positive change, brother, if we're looking for anybody outside of ourselves to do it, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. Anybody telling us that we have to wait to do something, nah. I can understand that we need to organize and all that other stuff. I can understand that, but we would never do that if we are still indoctrinated, because you're gonna have some people telling us that we got to put it in other people's hands, in other entities' hands. And nah, brother, our condition is ours to get us out of, nobody else's. We can't see it no other way.
Right.
Yes, sir, my brother. I appreciate you coming up and listening to us with me. Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. It's been a pleasure listening to us. But goddamn shit, bro. Yeah, to the next one and shit, bro. Peace, man. I'm out, man. Peace to everyone that tapped in, man. Peace to everybody that's going to tap in on the replay, man. I'm out, bro.
Yes, sir. Peace, my
yeah,
brother.
I'll give you a call tomorrow, though, bro. Sometime tomorrow.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace, my brother. I want to thank everyone for joining me this evening. And my brother Greedy Vegan for coming up and chopping it up with me. My brother OTK for coming through. Milestone Thoughts. The brother Nate P. Moses. Dre Cobb Music. Supreme Chief Holiday. Shawanda Williams, Big Dog, Philly OG, the Conrad Mouthpiece, the Conrad Maybach. Thank you all for coming through and hanging out with your brother. Peace and love to my wife, who's always watching and supporting the brother. Thank you all for coming through and hanging out in this rebroadcast of No More Indoctrination with the Comrade Greedy Vegan. Until next time, I leave you as I came before you in the greeting words of peace. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.
Giving out instruction. Yeah. I just keep it intact, this is a fact, right and exact, I won't step back. Admiration is the feeling that inspires your brain to make you gain self-knowledge, not go insane.